facility. His idea was to name the Commonwealth Sylvania, which is Latin for woods or forest, a good name for us. But King Charles II, who gave him a land grant instead of all the money he owed him, insisted that he name the place after his dad. That's why we're Pennsylvania. I feel kind of sorry for William Penn. It's not as if everyone would think anything except he named it after himself. But he went to name the streets that weren't numbered, the ones going east and west, were mostly named after trees. There are exceptions like Market Street. Names have been changed as well. So Philadelphia is getting very crowded around here. He envisioned that each lot would be sold. One building, plenty of room for a garden, animals. It wasn't long before people were building multiple buildings on properties. Small streets, alleys had to be added to the city in order to access those buildings. That is the Centennial Bell. It's been ringing up in Independence Hall since 1876. 1876 was a fun year in Philadelphia. You should have been here. We had the first World's Fair ever in the United States here. And it was an international World's Fair with 40 other nations participating. Held in Fairmount Park, one of our largest green spaces. Philadelphia is full of green spaces. We have 7 creeks. They all have parks around them. We have a small lake and a pond in the FDR Park down in South Philadelphia, near where our stadiums are. As well as big recreational parks, square parks, incidental parks of all kinds. And listen, folks, if you're walking around, look between all the buildings. You never know where the artwork's going to be. Also, if you see a gate, go in. It's probably
yeah, Joe, we're live on YouTube. Not through StreamYard.
This is Latin for exchange. This building was built for the purpose of commodities exchange.
Double tap the screen.
Not where the first stocks were exchanged in Philly. We actually passed that building later on the tour. If you're still with us, I'll point it out. Of course, these things are in Chicago and New York today. Philadelphia is the largest city long before the revolution starts. By 1750, Philadelphia, although we are on a river, we are not actually on the ocean, we had become the busiest shipping port in the colonies as well. Ready to make breeze. Watch your step, folks. So I thought it was going to rain. What do I know? Now, folks, I told you no standing on the bus. That does not mean I want you to be shy of me. If there's any reason you want to get up and get around, I'm not going to give you questions. I just want you to let me know before you do. So with the microphone, I can let Tiana, our bus driver, know. I want to make breeze, Dave. Let us go. We're so close to the shade. Right behind him. See you later. Anybody who's downstairs, I will be calling out the stops. Please let our bus driver, Kiki, downstairs know if you want to get off. I will not hear you up here. If you are getting off at the Reading Terminal Market, the Marriott Hotel, we stop there automatically. Don't worry about that. We'll stop there even when there's nobody on the bus. There's going to be a statue dedicated to religious liberty on the right-hand side after the trees. Everything's going to be after the trees. This was actually part of the World's Fair. It wasn't originally placed right here. The World's Fair took place at Fairmount Park. Here we're now on the Philadelphia being part of this track. Come on, red light. So William founded Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. We love the guy, we call him Billy, but it is Philadelphia. How can you be so close to where Benjamin Franklin used to live without thinking about him? Ben showed up in Philadelphia in 1723. He was only 17 years old. He had been apprenticing for his brother at his brother's print shop in Boston, James Franklin. I don't think James was too cool. I mean, I never met him, but from what I understand, for one thing, being an apprentice stunk. You had no rights whatsoever, except if your employer allowed you any. A regular apprenticeship was 7 years. James managed to manipulate Benjamin Franklin's into a 9-year apprenticeship. Benjamin Franklin's going to run away, though. Like I said, he's going to show up in Philadelphia at 17 years old. church. And at that point, as far as space, they were lucky to find a lot as close to 3.5 blocks to build the church up. Then started right in the corner of the graveyard with the lengthening of the other side of the one top. It's a best of a long time to go for the period. One of the things he does in his last years is he decides to first point in the United States. Philadelphia will be the home of the first 50 U.S. In 1969, Philadelphia became the largest in the world, including tours here. Ben designed a copper penny, and on the bottom of that coin it says, "Not saying God we trust." It says, "Mind your business, mind your money business." You know, Ben, a penny saved is a penny earned and all that.
You missed the
We
bell,
renamed the
Joe.
park to the left-hand side, Franklin Square. This was simply called the Northeast Park. William Penn would never have named it after people. In that park, there was one of Philadelphia's merry-go-rounds, as well as a miniature golf course. I say Philadelphia merry-go-rounds because we used to build merry-go-rounds. We were actually known as the workshop of the world with all kinds of industry, including building the first steamship. We built the first locomotive. Years into it all, in 1930s, we would build the first stainless steel airplane. That you'll get to see. Now, if we went forward, it would be a lot of fun because we'd be going over the Ben Franklin Bridge. I ride my bike over it. It is a lot of fun. Takes a little energy. It's 1.6 miles in each direction. But it's a lot of fun to be in the middle of the bridge looking up or down the Delaware, depending which side you're on. You don't have to ride a bike. You could drive. You don't have to drive. You can take the patio line. You can get the patio line at the park to the left or at 8th and Market. A small subway-sized train that's going to come up out of the ground and go over the Ben Franklin Bridge. Philadelphia, like I said, we're 142 square miles. We're not 2 miles. We also have the DeConey-Palmyra Bridge, the Betsy Ross, the Walt Whitman. On the other side of our borders, the Burlington-Bristol and the Commodore Barrett. I'll have to get out and push. Now, you can see over here, this says Race Street, but it wasn't originally Race Street. People used to race horses here, and then there was other gambling things going on. People got so used to referring to it as the Race Street, like did you lose any money lately on the Race Street, they finally changed the name.
Joe said we should go to my cane. Hi, DB. We ran out of petrol.
I shared out your...
I don't think she knows how to put it in first.
No, I think there's just issues.
Life and times on vacation.
Yeah, DB, he's currently doing all right.
It's definitely better than 30 degrees. And rain.
Where are you folks from?
Indiana,
Wisconsin.
Illinois.
I lived in McHenry County for a while.
All right.
You know where that's at, Harvard and stuff.
Yeah, generally, yep.
Like,
We just traveled from Illinois to New York and back.
but
Exciting.
yeah, lots of
We stopped at a bunch of different states and we're filming different content. for our
Sorry,
YouTube
everybody, and thank you
channels.
all for your patience.
Yeah.
You can see the top of the Ben Franklin Bridge. We'll get a better view when we get up a couple blocks.
Yeah,
If
that's
anyone's
where
familiar
Joe's
with
saying.
Villanova University, it was founded down to the left, down 4th Street, a church called St. Augustine's. The parish school opened in 1811. They built a large school on a street in Philadelphia, nowhere near here, called City Avenue. City Line Avenue, we all call it. Philadelphia has a whole lot more than 4 edges, though. Not only are we not a big rectangle grid, we are a very strange shaped city. So Benjamin Franklin, I was saying, he opened his print shop when he was 25, or I didn't, at 2nd and Market Street. At this point, he must look around at the colonies and notice nothing's been done yet. So he starts doing all the things, a German Reformed Church, that no one's done yet in the colonies. He will start the first fire company in 1737, the Union Fire Company of Philadelphia, better known as Ben's Bucket Brigade. Years later, he'll start the first fire insurance company. He starts the first free public school, the first lending library, the first hospital and operating theater. Just a few things Ben did. When he wasn't founding things, he was inventing things. Bifocals, hand flippers for swimming, the Franklin wood stove. If you have a wood stove, you probably have a facsimile of the Franklin stove. He
Yes, DB.
invents a musical instrument. He sees this guy, he's going up and down frantically along a long table with lots of wine glasses, goblets. He develops a sort of cylinder thing where he can put the heads of the glasses on and very serenely, calmly sit and play his instrument. Never patented anything. Of course, he designs the light, he invents the lightning rod. It's simple, but it's easy to design. You don't need to even estimate how many buildings throughout the world have never caught on fire thanks to that lightning rod. And he's up on the right-hand side where they do the bar scenes for Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh my God, you gotta get that.
It is a regular Philadelphia bar. The people that are in that city are not the ones in the bar.
Yeah.
There's a better view of the Ben Franklin. You can see the big path on top. There's a path on either side, and then the little subway goes right underneath it. You can walk or ride a bike across the bridge from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. Of course, you can drive across all day long, all night long. The Delaware River down there is the entire border between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We have a park called Penn's Landing on the river that we will see part of when we're near the end of the tour. When we make this turn, there'll be a Fireman's Hall Museum. It's on the left-hand side, built to a 19th century firehouse, free to the public. All kinds of cool stuff inside.
Like father, like son, welcome in.
Once again, all the little alleys you see, they were added to the city as the city got crowded with buildings. And that will continue into the areas on the west side of the original grid, where things were a little later in getting developed. Okay, you know what else Benjamin Franklin invented? You know the pole with the clamp on top? You squeeze the handle? The guy invented that. That's Ritzy's a genius.
Alright guys, I got this shit.
I mean, he had a little more than a year of
Let's start looking at some backwards shit.
And that is I don't mean after high school, he went to college. I mean, he had...
Probably piss some people off just looking that way.
Yeah, I don't know if he was lazy though. I mean, he was a pretty active person even outside.
Look how
of
old these buildings are, guys.
Until he got older
Like
and moved out
fucking
and everything.
history.
Ask the ladies. Ask the ladies. Yeah, people often in general, not just about Ben, talk about like you want to succeed, you have to try hard, and you have to work at it. It does help being as smart as Ben. You know, the guy was the first person to chart the Gulf Stream. You're just happening to go across the ocean a couple times and you notice it's faster one way than the other. Start dropping a line and checking things out. He did it. Sorry about the traffic, folks. Looks like we have a truck that's stopping the city bus from getting past. Those apartments in the distance are very brutalistic in architecture. If you're at the tour, at the end of the tour, you'll see them again. They were actually designed by a very famous architect called I.M.Pei, Chinese-American architect. Did buildings all over the country, all over the world. A couple examples, Cleveland's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Glass Pyramid outside the Louvre in Paris. He lived to be 103. He was able to do work in a lot of different styles over his career. All right, we got the truck driver getting in the truck. Come on, mister. Fireman's Hall Museum, and then you're going to see, not the alley right next to this Fireman's Hall Museum, but the next one is called ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕕𝔹𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕪 ℂ𝕣𝕣𝕞𝕒𝕝. Interesting thing about ℍ𝕠𝕠𝕠𝕕𝔹𝕚 is that there's 32 homes down that street, built between 1720 and 1830. Not one of them wider than 16 feet. They're extremely small. They'll bring people to Pennsylvania and to the city of Philadelphia. A lot of those people will be proprietors, people that have money to buy land, but there's also going to be a lot of people seeking opportunity, coming with William Penn on their own as well, often renting small homes, not always that small though, they're pretty small. And those are regular residences here in Philadelphia. Our first stop is the Betsy Ross house. This seamstress, upholsterer, sewer of American flag. Anybody for Betsy? Betsy Ross, anyone? No one's getting out, Kiana, thanks. Betsy and John Claypool, who was her third husband, rented a small home on the right-hand side after the next set of trees. Nothing wrong with Tart's Bakery on the left-hand side, except it's so small you have to stand outside at the window to be served. Betsy sewed flags during the Revolution. We have receipts for that. Her grandson liked to tell a story about her sewing the first American flag. Well, that's all very suspect, even though they had her credit at the house. Betsy's first husband was John Ross. That was his grandson, her grandson as well. But he passed away in 1775 of heart complications. She remarried. That husband then ends up in jail in England, taken prisoner aboard a ship, considered a pirate. He dies in jail. Another American, John Claypool, was in that jail, made it out, came back to the United States, to Philadelphia, to tell Betsy the bad news. They got married in 1781 when the Revolution was still going on, as man and wife who passed away 54 years. Betsy Ross also lived to be 84, same age as Benjamin Franklin, although much younger. Great way to see what it was like to live in one of our small homes. There was no big courtyard like this. It was just a little space in the back. Because the back building actually was occupied by the landlord. Lots of bank buildings, insurance company buildings, some still used for the purpose, some not.
Goldie goes like he hopes that tour is
Over
free.
here on the left, one of the oldest, largest Quaker meeting houses. It is a regular functioning meeting house, but they do tours here as well.
It's a tour, but it's also a free bus around the entire city all day.
Grounds, though. I say burial ground because this actually was originally the Quaker burial ground. Now, there are other Quaker meeting houses in Philadelphia, even on our tour, but you won't see them. They're around the corner. But the original Quakers in this area with William Penn built a smaller meeting house down closer to the Delaware River. When they had the money to build this, they wanted to stay in the neighborhood, but there was no space to build a building, so they built right on top of their burial ground. The Quakers themselves did not use gravestones in Pennsylvania, not till the middle of the 1800s. They didn't think they were humble. So they just plopped it right down on top of the graves. If you take a tour, they can tell you more about that there. Watch your heads on the left. On the right-hand side, there's going to be a beautiful bust of my buddy Ben, all embossed with keys, referring to the kite and key experiment, where he proved lightning was electricity. We consider Engine 8 the descendant fire company of Ben, just the right location, looking down the corner to the left-hand side. Grace Church Burial Ground, U.S. Mint Post, anybody? Constitution Center, Federal Reserve, African American Museum, anybody? No one for the next two, Kiki, thanks. Ben is buried in the corner with his wife and young son who died of smallpox when he was only 4 years old. Oh, they're all going to throw change on the grave. Once again, Benjamin Franklin tells you not to do that stuff. A penny saved is a penny earned. The burial ground is just going to keep the money and save anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 every year.
Did we just go in a
Ben
circle?
had another son, William Franklin.
Did we
I
go
look
in a
behind
circle?
me. He was the rural governor of New Jersey. So
Different
New
days.
Jersey no longer required a rural governor. Very much very arrogant
that's
and also a
good,
loyalist.
And
To the right-hand side, the Constitution
Oh,
Center.
sorry.
Look to the left, you get a postcard view of the room where it happened, as Alexander Hamilton likes to sing in the musical. The room where the Constitution was drafted back in 1787.
we
It
just
takes
went around a
4
big
months
circle,
of
guys.
arguing, discussing. You can't say that one of those congressmen were completely satisfied. And then it's going to take 8.5 months for the Constitution to be ratified by the states. A lot of the states refused to ratify the Constitution without a Bill of Rights. James Madison, who will add the Bill of Rights, originally figured those rights were inherent, no reason to write them down. People disagreed with him. I didn't talk about stuff like that either, but I also disagree with the idea that they didn't need to be written down. The Constitution Center is a museum, but it's used for educational purposes, seminars. They rent out space. Come July, one of our local news stations is going to make sure they get that Independence Hall behind them as a backdrop. Federal Reserve, you can take a tour here. There's 12 Federal Reserves. It's kind of sad. They make you stand there while they shred cash in front of your face. You can't take a tour to the left-hand side. That's the federal courthouse. You got to get invited. That invite can get you across the street if you're lucky to federal prison. You all do what you want on your own in the African American Museum. I'll be away from the courthouse.
It is very nice weather for a
The
tour today.
13 bells are a memorial to a man named Crispus Atkiss. He was an African American, Native American sailor that made a big mistake in life when he got off the ship in Boston in 1770. Just as the event that would later be known as the Boston Massacre was occurring. He'll be the first of the 4 people killed, which included one of the British soldiers. Yeah, we have glass panels on parking lots. We have all kinds of public art in Philadelphia, loads of public art programs, including the Philadelphia Art Association, more than 150 years old. The USA newspaper gave us the city for the best artwork this year. It's just the USA Today, but still, best public artwork. Oh, there was a long line around the DMV, but that I have to go there, so that gives me a heads up. What I have to do is wait till later to go. I guess people try to get in when they can. Yeah, the line was going all the way around the other side of the building. We're entering Chinatown. You can see, you'll see
You
the
think
horses
our
and
DMV
dragons,
back home is bad?
China on the right-hand side, also known as the Dragons of Good Fortune. Looking like they're about to fly off and spit fire. Each of these statues weighs 2,000 pounds apiece. Hey, if you look way up in front, but on the left-hand side, that's William Penn, our founder on top of City Hall. The reason why I point him out here is because we promised to never build anything taller than him, and that building broke the promise. If you see that, when we see that building again, if you're still with us, it's going to look shorter. In the late 1800s, a lot of the men,
I don't know if you guys
some
can see
families, but it was
that.
mostly single Chinese
Oh, he's
men.
gone now.
That were working on in the mines, building our railroads in the western part of the United States. We'll start moving around. And a lot of these, this will be the first area of Philadelphia where a large number of Chinese people all settle in the same area.
I've never been to Chinatown before.
Chinatown is
You've
bigger
never
than
been to
Arch
Chinatown?
Street.
No.
A full block to the right-hand side is Ray Street, and there's actually more restaurants on Ray Street and shops than a small street called Cherry Street. In between has some as well.
The Chinese?
You can see Philadelphia's second tallest building in the distance. Our tallest one's right on the other side of it. Can't see from here. The walkway goes from the convention center on the right that takes up 3.5 city blocks to its ballroom on the left.
Yeah. That's why I say
You can see the arch there. That used to be the Reading Terminal train shed. Trains are still here. They're just underground. It's the last existing train shed of that sort in the United States, even though it's
You
now
want to go
built.
back around?
Yeah.
Anybody for Chinatown, folks? Restaurants, cool shops, an entire mall a block to the left from 8th to
This is
11th
stop
Street.
4. The next
No one's getting out. Everybody, make sure you're looking to the right and you have your pictures, your phones ready for pictures.
Are you
Our
hungry?
Friendship Gate looks
There's one
like
more
we're out
stop.
stopping for someone or someone's getting out.
Just one?
Our Friendship Gate then is going to be on the right-hand side, built in a very old traditional manner. It's built without any metal hardware. It's all slits, slats, and gravity. You'll see some cords helping to keep things balanced, but let me assure you they are attached with wooden pegs, not with metal. And some more restaurants on 10th Street, as well as going down to Race.
Well, it depends on if you're hungry now or later. You don't want to get off the next stop?
Get food and then
Hop back on?
hop back on.
Okay.
I have a question. So how long does it take for the next bus if I get off on 5, grab food, and then...
We're running every 17 minutes.
So if I grab food, I can be right back on and waiting?
Yeah, you can get on the next bus.
All right. Do that?
Yeah.
The last bus leaves the first stop at 4:30 today, just a heads up on that. When the Reading Railroad bought the property to build a train station, there was a big hitch. About 90 outdoor vendors. There have been a big outdoor market here since colonial times. Boy, were people mad. Until the Reading Railroad figured out what to do, they just built on top of the market. The stall owners didn't have to leave. They enclosed the market out of a refrigerated basement. Not bad for 1892. Today, the Reading General Market is absolutely the best food hall you could go to. Philadelphia favorites like cheesesteaks and hoagies, Philadelphia roast beef, slow roasted brisket or pork sandwich filled with mix, Philadelphia water ice and soft pretzels, a stall owned by Bassett's Ice Cream, the oldest ice cream company in the country, making Philly style ice cream since 1861.
Jump off.
Okay, folks, I forgot about this detour. If you are getting off at the Reading Terminal Market, this is where you're going to get off.
All right. That's us.
It's also the Marriott Hotel, Lowe's Hotel, Hilton Convention Center.
Because of the
The market is on your left-hand side. There's entrances all along the side and then around the corner as well.
all right, we're going hiking to go get some food to look at the Monopoly board, I guess.
The train terminal's downstairs in the building where the market is.
And this is where we get extras on that.
Yes. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. I have $10 for us. Tell Kiki.
So,
More to assure you.
so we come back here in about
Yeah, but
17
we actually
minutes.
have salespeople across from the Reading Terminal Market. You'll see our cows
So
and
help us
stuff.
figure out to come
they
back
can,
here.
Yeah, they can tell you.
Thank you very much. Trying to get to the city hall.
Yeah, this would be best.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna teach her, and I don't really know what's gonna happen.
All right. We are
Well,
avoiding that. Excuse me, sir.
we have some more people coming down. No problem.
She want help? That step sucks.
And the Reading Terminal Market, it's not just Philadelphia stuff. It's very diverse. It's not trying to be one section all.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you, young lady.
All right. Thank you. All right, so we go this way?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, we're venturing. Joe says, put that back.
Put what back?
I grabbed a map. So up at the city hall, there's a anti-Trump rally, and I'm not allowed to go. No, there's a Bernie rally, but it's anti-Trump,
Oh.
and I'm not allowed to go. HR says no. I have to go potty.
All right, guys. We all know why he's not allowed down at the rally. He's loud. He's boisterous. That's a bad place for him to be. And as a HR brand manager, he ain't going there.
I got bail money.
Yeah, but you think I want to be stuck in Philadelphia all by myself while you have to go figure out?
I got bail money.
He's saying he ain't scared,
I got bail money.
but I'm saying, and we ain't fucking dealing with that shit. I'll drive your ass straight up to DB's and she can kick your ass for me.
DB will whoop you. All right, here's where we start finding the food.
All right, let's go in.
What are you feeling to eat?
I don't know. I never know what I want to eat.
There's a bunch of different.
Holy shit. Holy shit, you guys. Holy fuck.
What we got?
I'll let you have your shit back under.
So, Joe says, walk by and say nothing. So I'm just getting something simple and cheap because that's Poe, and I'm betting this stuff's expensive. And it has to be sugar-free or protein. But holy cow, look at all of this amazing stuff. Well, the prices aren't bad.
Hello, Mom.
Excuse me.
Oh, what's going on?
I like your shirt. Both of them. Shit. We're nerds too. I have found where I'm going. Yep, that's where I'm going. I wanted to try a cheesesteak. You have my money. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go try and find a potty.
That's what I want to do too. Can you direct us to a bathroom?
Yep, you're also going to go straight down.
Straight
all the way
down?
left.
Straight down all the way left.
Yep.
All right. Do you want a cheesesteak?
Do I want a what?
A cheesesteak.
Here, take that.
You want a cheesesteak?
We'll order some. I don't care.
I'll order you one. All right. 2 peppers, mushrooms. How about you just make it awesome?
Pepper, mushroom, onion.
You make it awesome.
You like cheese?
We like cheese. We're from Wisconsin.
I got you.
All right, you make it awesome. We've never had one. And you're live on YouTube,
Oh,
and Facebook, and
Like mayo?
Twitter. Yes.
Alright.
You just make it awesome. We're gonna trust you.
Beautiful. Do you want anything to drink?
We do. Sprite for her and Coke Zero or
Diet
sugar
Coke?
free.
I water.
I like the water.
I'm sorry. And then your name?
Jericho.
Jericho?
Yep.
It is 40.
All right. So now she says, "Here's my purse." So this might take a minute.
As it always does. Yeah, you're gonna go all the way down here and then all the way right. You got it.
Joe says, "I bet my buddy from New York only eats hot dogs out of hot dog water." He says, "I bet they got good hot dogs."
They do. We got Frank's in here. You want your receipt? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I gotcha. And you're gonna and then it's gonna be
He
up
says,
down here.
he says, "Tell her no H."
No H?
I don't know what the fuck that
I
is.
don't know. And then you're gonna sit up on this counter, and then I'll bring it over.
All right.
Okay? Simple as that. Thank you.
Can you make sure you put extra onions on mine?
Put there. It was no problem.
Oh, Jericho with no H.
Didn't do an H?
You didn't do an H? Ha, Joe, she didn't do an H. All right, so we're gonna do self-promotion. I'm gonna assume you smoke pot.
I don't.
What?
I don't.
Tattoos,
I know.
sunflower
right?
with
I
a
fit the
skull.
profile.
You used to.
I used to. It just makes me weird.
It makes you weird,
Anxious. I don't
anxious,
like it.
bad pot, bad time.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe bad people also.
Bad people. See, it's
But it does survive. To be fair.
situationally you might be
Yeah.
good. So we're traveling from the Mississippi River to Maine and back, and we're filming recreational dispensaries, and we go live on Token Tuesday, Twisted Up Thursday. We give away products, and we have a panel. A couple of them are in here on the live stream,
Yeah.
and we talk about what it's like for people who haven't gone to a dispensary in a legal state, or the differences from state to state, and show what it's like. We've been featuring different dispensaries, or we show what it's like in a state like this or Wisconsin where they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Where you can go right across the river and give them literally millions of dollars in revenue, where your state's like,
we don't want to do it.
Yeah, they don't want the taxes.
I think PA is pretty illegal. I moved up here from Maryland and it was completely legalized. We just got recreational legalized last July or the year before. That was nice and it brings money in.
High Tide Dispensary, Ocean City. The most amazing dispensary I've ever been in Maryland.
Good to know.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been Oregon, Colorado, and everyone from the Mississippi River to New York. We actually stopped in New York. We're gonna come back and start over from New York to Maine. I had some medical issues, so we had to start over.
Yeah.
But we're on our way back. It's fun.
You doing good now? Better?
Seizure issues. So we decided to.
Does weed help with all that?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it would. Yeah.
So I smoke wherever I want.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, thank you for. Do you have like a card or anything?
No, but it's HoodBilly Life on all platforms.
What?
HoodBilly.
I like
Half
that.
city slicker, half shit kicker. HoodBilly Life.
I gotcha.
And on Facebook, it's Guy to Smoke With, no H. Just like my name, no H.
I gotcha.
YouTubers, we're live. How's it going?
That's fun. Bored. Wanna go?
Bored? Want to go home?
Always. Thank you.
Yep.
Wait. You said HoodBilly
Life.
Life, not life. Right. I'm giving you my phone.
All right. So, sir, the potty is straight back that way, all the way back that way. It's a hella long walk. Hey, read my shirt.
Party on.
Jericho just is already.
You can't find me?
No, I did the smart thing because I called David and David's like, he's live.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jericho?
Hello. All right, so I got you. I told her to work her magic, pick the best,
Yes.
and then one of them has extra onions and one of them has regular. Mine has water, yours has Sprite. All right, so I'm not going to make you guys watch me demolish this, but I will let you see what it looks like. And then after, yeah, it's a Philly cheesesteak.
Why is this? Do I get a fork? Do you get forks?
She'll bring you some napkins.
I just got looked at like everything.
What?
Asking for a fork.
Oh, they did not skip out.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's us on Instagram, and then you'll get, so that's her Instagram. She's also a Twitcher. And then you'll get links sent to you for our YouTube giveaways and other stuff.
Awesome. Very nice. Well, thank you guys.
Yep,
Hey,
thank
do you
you.
have a fork? I don't mean to be like.
No, you're good. It's super goofy.
It's super messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, guys. That is definitely an expensive sandwich, but it looks good. I say it weighs about 4 pounds. Well, I guess.
We'll be back later
All right,
for
they
the tour.
no, they said they want to see me eat it.
Oh, they want to see you eat it?
All right, here you go.
They want to be mukbang people?
You guys want to be mukbangers? Holy. This is like way better. Okay, so I've had Highway 55 Phillies. I've had There's absolutely no comparison. There's no comparison to any of the yeah, it's steaming, it's hot as heck. But there's no comparison to any.
Yeah. Well, like I was on the phone with somebody, literally talking about like my ex, the ex that I used, like more battery, and it's like, yeah. And then they asked me what my favorite sport is. I'm like, well, currently it's kind of limited.
They have add-ons and stuff, but
It's really not.
nah, it's pretty good though. So as soon as we get done smashing this, we got to walk back down the block to get on the bus because they're skipping the city hall because of the huge anti-Trump rally.
We got it right at 341.
Yeah, we got to smash this. We only got a few more minutes. So I'm going to jump off of here so I stop talking and I can demolish this like an inhuman person. And then we can get back on the bus so we don't have to walk. All right. Later. We'll be back when we get on the bus. Later. Yeah, we'll definitely have to encourage Jolly Roger to make a Philly cheesesteak. I'll see you guys in a bit. And it's weird they don't have the prices up.